Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I make my serves as unreadable and as tough as possible for my opponents. The tactics that I'm going to talk about and discuss in this video will help you start the point well, but not only that, you'll also be able to gain control of the entire point because of the way that you set yourself up. And my hope is that, depending on your level, some of you, your opponents won't even get past your serve. You know what I mean? If you're playing players that aren't quite there with their serve receive, you might get them in the first hit. But anyways, let's jump back and I'll show you what I mean. One of the biggest mistakes people make, is that they clearly telegraph their different spin serves. What I used to do is when I served a pendulum topspin serve, it was so obvious to my opponent that I was doing that exact serve. If your opponent can clearly see that you have a certain action for your pendulum backspin and a pendulum topspin, then they're going to read that serve every time. So what you need to do is use as identical swing paths as you can for both serves. Here's what I mean. You want your topspin pendulum and your backspin pendulum to look as same as you possibly can. The only part you should be changing for your backspin and topspin serves is the flick that you do at the moment of contact. So when you're serving topspin, you'll do the standard action, but at the moment of contact, you'll flick up. Whereas if we're talking about backspin, you do the standard action, but you sort of flick down and then keep going. You want your backspin and topspin variation of each serve, it could be the hook serve, it could be the tomahawk serve, to look exactly like each other. The goal is to make your opponent just completely flip a coin. They know it's a hook serve, but do they know if they have to go over the ball or go under the ball? So to put this into better perspective, I'm going to show you 4 serves. The first one is a clear backspin pendulum serve. It's very obvious that this is a backspin pendulum serve. I'm cutting down, going underneath the ball. Now for the next one. This is a very obvious topspin pendulum serve. The moment I flick, I go up. This is topspin, right? Now I want you to watch these other two very carefully. For both of them, I'm going to attempt to use the standard pendulum action, but I'm going to add a little bit of a twist at the moment of contact on each of them. So let's start with backspin. Believe it or not, what I just did was a backspin pendulum serve. To you, the reason to you, if you weren't looking very carefully, it may have looked like a topspin serve, is because after I contacted the ball, I did a flick up to throw you off. Now I'm going to do the opposite, so I want you to watch carefully. This is going to be topspin that looks like backspin. So that serve that I just did, that was a topspin pendulum serve that looked like backspin. What my hope would be for my opponent would be that they would go underneath the ball, and because it's topspin, it would fly up, and then I would get a finish ball, which I missed, to essentially kill. That is the plan. You want to gain control of the point from the earliest point possible. You can do this with as many serves as you like. Let me show you the hook serve. This is going to look like backspin, but just look at the kick on it. You can watch it in slow motion as well. And now I'll do the opposite. I'm going to do a backspin hook serve that should look like topspin. Alright, so that's basically how you do it. But have I taught you everything that I need to tell you? No way. Here's the problem. When I teach someone this, they do it too often. Even if you can't see the moment of contact, even if you can't literally read what serve I'm doing, as the opponent, you will be able to tell, and you will be able to catch on that every time that this guy serves a topspin pendulum serve, it's actually backspin. So after 3 or 4 serves, they're going to know that everything is basically reversed, right? You can't do the same sort of disguise multiple times in a row. What you need to do is throw in 2 or 3 legit pendulum topspin looking pendulum topspin serves for the fakes to work. But what I'm trying to say is that you're not going to get scared by a fake dinosaur if you've never seen a real dinosaur before. Like, you need to first expose your opponent to serves that are what they look like, so your disguises can work. I would end the video here, but there's one little extra thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and that's the little change in motion you can do towards the end. It's basically another way to disguise your serves. So what a lot of people will do, and mind you, this is probably not as effective. It will be effective on, lower level players and players that don't have a great serve receive, but I'm going to teach it to you anyway because it will be effective sometimes. So what a lot of players will do, and I personally can never see myself falling for this again unless it's very well disguised, but it's very simple to do and it will work on some people, so I may as well teach you it. Here's what I'm talking about. What a lot of players will do is do the serve and then do a tiny flick in the opposite direction. So this is what I mean. Like me personally, looking from where you're looking, that's never going to fool me. I can clearly see this is a pendulum serve and there's been a little flick. But other people and lower level players are not going to pay as much attention to the contact as they should. So for whatever reason, this does work on people and they might think that it's a reverse pendulum serve as opposed to a regular pendulum serve. So you could do this in many ways. You could do the little flick like this, you could do this, turn your racket towards the end, but what you have to do while you're doing it is stomp your foot. Like, you need some sort of distraction to distract the opponent from this fairly obvious style of disguise. So let me replicate for you a serve that my coach used to do a lot. Watch. And because she was a national level player, it actually worked quite well. I don't know if I can do the same, but let me show you. I'm going to play that back in slow motion for you, but you see what I did there, right? Like, I had a nice clean pendulum serve contact, but literally the millisecond after I contacted it, it looked like I was doing a hook serve. And I'm going to be honest, I'll probably never fall for this type of serve in my table tennis career again, or whenever I play. When you're playing players that are sort of lower and don't have a great serve receive or aren't paying too much attention, this will work. And you know, even if you just serve it in the right place, if you serve it in a place that sets you up for what you want to do next, it's going to help you. And it is a form of disguise, probably not the best one, like the type of disguise that I talked about earlier, where you can essentially disguise between backspin or topspin. But you know, it's better than nothing. It's better than clearly telegraphing and showing your opponent that you're doing a topspin pendulum serve. It's clearly coming short, and then just go and flick it. So yeah, basically, moral of the story, you've got to hide your contact, hide your actual contact as much as you can. Oh, bigger balls with a broken back. So there's one last thing that I want to talk about, and that's watching yourself on video. I've realized I'm actually talking about this a lot towards the end of a lot of my videos, but what I mean is that you need to see yourself doing these little tricks from a third person so you can be more effective at it as yourself, as first person. Because what you think you're doing is probably not what you're actually doing from someone else's perspective. This happened to me with a lot of my strokes and serves, so I really do suggest you watch yourself in third person. I really believe that will help you. And you can make tiny adjustments. You don't even need a coach's help, another player's help. You can watch yourself and make little adjustments and improve that way as well. But yeah, if you avoid some of the mistakes that I made, listen to what I said in this video, then I think your serves will be better and more effective and help you in your matches more. So that's basically all I have. I'll see you another day.